Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to the AskGolfNut channel. So what is the difference between golf clubs? Now I've got two golf clubs in my hands here, both set at 27 degrees. I have got the Wilson Dynapower Cast, their most forgiving, most game improvement iron of the bunch, and it's 27 degrees for a 7 iron. Now I've got in my other hand, I've got a Wilson CB. Polar differences, these two. You've got one massively game improvement and one absolutely in the players category, but what do they do differently? The main difference is when it comes to the game improvement iron over players side is you have a boatload of technology. The technology in the head is designed to do a few different things. One, it's designed to get the face going as fast as possible. Remember, this is metal, so there is a certain amount of flex, but not a massive amount. You've got the center of mass, the center of gravity low and far back in a game improvement iron over that of the very thin looks of a CB stroke blade. So we've got differences in launch, differences in forgiveness, and also a difference in ball speed potential off the face. What I'm going to do, we're just going to hit a few shots into a green. I'm at Butterfield Blue Red, hole 15. It's a par 4 normally, but I've pushed the tee up to 200 yards. Yes, 200 yards. I'll be swinging them at my normal swing speed. Reason why is because if there is a difference and I swing at my normal speed, whatever difference there is, you'll see the difference. The slower you swing, the smaller the difference will be between these two. No different if I can get someone in here that could swing at 200 miles an hour, you would see if any difference. Well, we'll probably break golf clubs, but if you could see any difference, you'd see the difference when you increase swing speed. Again, you're looking at differences in size between these two. It is, yeah, quite a lot. Definitely the safe place to miss on this green, down the left-hand side. But again, from 200 yards away, you would not complain at all. I mean, this is 7 iron, that's crazy distance, isn't it? Parts of 1.4 from the inside and face is open by 1 degree, but slightly toey, 5 mil toe, 2 mil low, 36 yards in the air and 46 degrees descent angle. Carry 192. Again, 191 is what I normally expect from my 5 iron, give or take. Now a 5 iron, in my 5 iron's got slightly longer shaft, slightly more clubhead speed. We're getting that from the 7 iron. And so this is the whole idea when you start cranking lofts. I wouldn't play something like this because again, I'd need too many wedges to infill the set, and plus as well with the larger loft gaps between the irons to get down to somewhat of a normal pitching wedge, the gaps between the irons would just be a bit too big. But again, that's the whole idea, testing what the differences are between these. But these are launching well, and yeah, 36 yards in the air, you can't complain at all. That's now down the left hand side. That is a place to miss this green if you're going to miss, because of the fact that right is short side yourself. Oh, look at that green coming in there. I like to say I played for that. Par 0.3 from the inside, face baby shut, that's why I went left. Good strike though, 40, oh, wow. Yep, 40 yards in the air and 48 degrees descent angle. 40 at a carry of 200 yards. Yeah, springy. These are efficiencies 1.42. I just saw that. Wowzers. Again, we are talking AI faces, etc. And this is the whole idea of game improvement irons. That's the great thing about them. They are literally like rockets. Now, again, there is this classic thing. Obviously, as soon as you start making a face very, very springy, how consistent is it? That's a good one on that one. And yes, if I was to be pushed on, I'd say there's a reason why the players side exists on that side for consistency, is because they are just a fraction more consistent. But that is if you hit a certain part of the face. These game improvement irons, when you do miss the middle, you are going to be absolutely blessed because of it. Again, you go down the player's side and you don't hit the middle, you're definitely not going to be blessed. You're going to be having fuzzy fingers. But wow, that is going up. I mean, it's just so easy to launch. It is ridiculous. I mean, look at that. Wow, these things fire. Club path 0, face is 0, slightly heely, 7 mil heel, 2 mil low, not bad whatsoever. 23 degrees of loft delivered, again 27 degrees on this golf club. But we are going 39 yards in the air and 48 degrees descent angle. It is just going up is going to be different when it comes to that, or you're going to have to work a lot harder to make sure that you do not miss the middle whatsoever. And you know what, if I'm going to have to be put between these two, I mean, this is actually quite fun to hit, but I mean, I'd always go down the blade route or the more of a player's route for me, because again, we're hitting 7 irons against 5 irons. I'll have much more finite control over distance when I've got a few more clubs in between than, yeah. But one more go and we'll flick over to the player's iron. That's a not ideal hit. That will miss. That will miss. That was lowish heel, face open, not very good. Path slightly across, face slightly open there, you can see, and low heel as well. So that's what's dropped that one off. The low heel strike and also the face open, nearly 3 degrees open. That is the one that's going to give it its curvature and its more less efficient flight. But still, 39 yards in the air and 49 degrees ascent angle. If that was to have hit the green, of which it didn't, it would have absolutely stopped, even at 190 yards or so carry. Right, so let's flick over to the player's iron. Let's go take this one out of the equation. Let's go pick this one up. Let's go change data sets and let's go see how the same lofted player's iron gets on. So now data set has changed. We have got the CB in our hands, the player's side of things. Now, of course, we've got blades, etc., which is one step higher than this, and a huge difference between this and the massive boy in the Game Improvement iron. Why do people go for these? Now, I'm a blade player myself, so I'll be honest. The reason why I like blades is everyone enjoys different aspects of golf. And if your sole enjoyment of golf is just what your numbers are on the scorecard, absolutely play those, because they will help when you're not quite on form. Miss hits and everything else, they are going to help your golf. I just need to get a retrospect version of them with sensible loft gaps, but effectively they will help. You go this route, they just look lovely, and the metal that they're made from, they're forged, they just feel so nice off the face, and so aesthetics and sound, feel, all that plays a big part. So this one will be less helpful. When you miss-hit the Dynapower, it's a much more stable head, much bigger MOI, moment of inertia, resistant to twist, so basically forgiveness, than the smaller version of the CB. So as a CB player, blade player, or player's iron player, it is much more important that you, the golfer, put in what you want the golf ball to do. When you use one of these things, again, you can get away with a little bit of an iffy strike, shall we call it. You will, with a Dynapower. Right, let's go give this one a hit. 27 degrees, see what the differences are going into a green. Well, if you want to miss the green left, which is absolutely the right place to miss it on this hole, then there you go. That was slightly left. Path was good, face not so good. 1.5 closed, which means it starts left and it goes left. There you go. 30 yards in the air and 41.7 degrees ascent angle. If it hit the green, it would have stopped, but then again, this is a fairly receptive green, and at 41.7 degrees, that is where it's going to be a little bit Now, again, it wasn't the most ideal strike in the world, 0 mil hill, 5 mil low, but it wasn't bad. It was just the face was slightly closed, we'll call it. But it's not going up as high. It's not going to be wanting to go up in the air. Now, I can try and get it up in the air, but again, I'm forcing things a little bit if I try and artificially change it. Same miss, slightly left, but pretty good. You won't complain whatsoever on that one. That's a fairly centered hit. Go on, green. Come round. Come round. Oh, it's just off the green. That's fine. But I mean, that's a really good hit. You've got path, which is 0, face, which is 0, strike, which is within very small amounts, plumb on. 35 yards in the end, 45 degrees descent angle. It did stop, as you saw. It did stop. Are we seeing the descent angles of the Dynapower? I don't think we are, but it's working really well. Just not quite working the same way as the Dynapower. So yeah, I think if I was to have to be pushed, I would say, and I've done this enough time over the years to understand that this will get there a slightly different way. I'll be surprised if there's any physical distance difference between them. I can see how they get there, the biggest difference of the lot. But again, what we're doing so far, we've missed the green and hit the green. Well, we'll call it hit the green. We kind of run off the back edge, but we've done all right. Oh, that's not a great shot. I could feel the twist. That's Healy. We might get away with that. Go on, run off. Nearly. Club path is 0, face is 1.3, closed, that's why it went left, and there you go, there's a strike. I could feel that straight away. The good thing about obviously using these golf clubs is that strike you feel to the minimist, tiniest degree. I could feel straight away exactly where I hit that one. When you go to a game improvement iron, you don't quite get the same sensation. So, I mean, that's gone 33 yards in the air and 43 degrees descent angle. So again, it would have stopped. These are fairly receptive greens, but again, if I was to start putting these to what summer greens are like, when they're a little bit quicker, shall we say, and firmer, there's no guarantee that actually that would even stop on the green. But again, we are at 200 yards away, and this is where I go from a 5 iron. I don't carry a 4 iron, I go to a 4 hybrid because of that help you're going to get with extra launch. Right, let's go hit the last one there, and let's go see if I can do a half decent job for the last one before we do the full-on test off of camera. Oh, no, I would like to, but that was terrible. I'm gonna hit it again. That's not fair on this golf club. One more one, and then we're gonna go hit a load of shots off of camera to see how well they actually work. Going back to the left-hand side. Go on, get that, and then turn round. Come on, that's the way to get close on this green. Oh, go on a bit more. Fast, oh well, it's a decent hit. You take it all day long. Club path is 0, slightly across, and face is slightly closed. That's why I went slightly left, but not bad whatsoever. It's only 3.5 yards offline in the end. 33 yards in the air, 44 degrees descent angle, 194 yards carry. So that's about 3 yards or so over my norm, but again, I de-lofted it also a degree more than I would like. But still, going very well, doing very well. Not quite going up as high as the Dynapower. Again, we talked about the difference in CG placements and center of gravity and mass and everything else. Off of miss hits, you're going to get away with a bit more on the Dynapower over the bladed iron. So let's go turn this off. Let's go whack it a load of times off of camera so you don't have to see me do all the testing. I will loft match these as best as I possibly can do, get the same swing speed, get the same dynamic loft, get the same strike, get the same everything, and see what one is more helpful and which one works better than the other. Both 27 degrees, two completely different designs. I think you'll agree when it comes to the players side, the CB is not a full-on blade, but it is definitely in the players section. And then when it comes to the Dynapower, it is game improvement. It's not super game improvement. You can go into other golf clubs which are more super, they kind of go into hybrid heads, so that's the only problem. As soon as they go to hybrid heads, and some even have roll and bulge, it is not accurate and it's not fair to do those kind of things. It's not apples for apples testing. Forgiveness, very, very quickly, it is absolutely apparent, and anyone who's watched my videos for quite some time and knows how I test forgiveness, that a game improvement iron will be more helpful when you don't hit the middle than a player's iron. That doesn't come any surprise whatsoever. So if you're one of those people that need help from off-center hits because you don't make good contact with the middle or anywhere close to the middle, then yes, before we say anything else, the game improvement iron is going to work absolutely better than the player's iron. So let's quickly go into how well it works from a ball dynamics point of view. The information I've got on the screen, you can see the red and the yellow. I've got the CB, which is the player's iron, in the red, and the Dynapower, which is the game improvement iron, in the yellow. So let's have a quick look at the ball information first. With the super fast face of the game improvement iron, we've got a 1 mile an hour increase. The launch angle on the Dynapower cast, being the super, fairly super game improvement iron, launches the golf ball higher, 1.1 degrees higher. That is the lower and further back center of gravity over that of the player's iron. It is going 39 yards in the air against 35 yards in the air, and descending at 48 degrees over 46 degrees of that of the CB. But the interesting thing is the fact that we've got a carry of 192 on the CB against 190 of the Dynapower. Now, as I said on the sim, that I don't think that there's going to be a massive difference in distance between these two. And if anything, actually, you can see there, the CB actually goes 2 yards further. It's because of the slightly different spin profile, etc. Slightly lower launching, but slightly lower spinning. It's just giving it a bit more of that rainbow flight, where the Dynapower, with its launch capabilities, is just firing up in the air. And we are talking within 2 yards, it's nothing. But look at the difference in peak height and descent angle. It is massive. Let's go club head data quickly and see what differences there are. There's a 0.1 of a mile an hour difference in swing speed, as in I was swinging the Dynapower faster by 0.1. It won't make any difference whatsoever. We're looking at efficiencies 1.38 to 1.39. That's slightly faster AI face of the Dynapower, being the game improvement iron. It's 1 mile an hour faster. from 0.1 of a mile an hour swinging faster. It's such a small amount, but it's there. Every little helps. And then attack angles within 0.6 degree, club path is within 0.4, 0.3, face to path is within 0.1 of a degree. Everything is very, very similar. And more importantly, the loft. Dynamic loft, 23.3, again 23.3, they're both exactly the same. So there's no difference in dynamic loft delivered. That launch difference from the game improvement iron is absolutely coming from the center of gravity placement on a bigger golf club than that of a player's iron. 4mm heel, 2mm low on the face impact of the CB against 3mm heel, 4mm low of the Dynapower. So arguably I hit the game improvement iron, not super game improvement iron, the game improvement iron, fractionally worse on average than the CB, but it's, mind you, it's small. If you want to have a look at the graphical representation, you can do there. That's just a physical representation of what I've been talking about in tabular form. And so you can see that the yellow goes distinctly higher than that of the red, and that is just the launch angle and 1 mile an hour extra in ball speed and a slight increase in spin, but it is a small increase. It's the end, you can't get away from it. The advantages you're going to get with a game improvement iron are there, and again, if you swing slower, if you swing at 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, the gain will still be there, but not quite as much. So as a conclusion, when it comes to it, okay, forgiveness wise, we know that we can't get away. We saw that in the sim, some of the shots that we are going to get away with far more when it comes to a miss-hit shot with a game improvement iron that's just basically going to go the same distance. It's going to still want to fly very similarly over than that of the player's iron. You miss-hit a player's iron and then you are going to see a potential difference in distance, absolutely, but you're going to see a difference in flight. It's not going to launch as well, it's not going to spin as well, it's not going to come off the face as fast, and you are not going to get the same kind of flight characteristics you're going to get from the game improvement iron. Why would you go for a game improvement iron? Well, if you are swinging slower and you need the help getting the golf ball in the air for extra carry, that is why game improvement is so very, very good. As long as you can keep the lofts under control and you can get them properly custom fit, there's a big win when it comes to a lot of people, especially with slower swing speeds, going down the game improvement iron. That's the high launch idea, or even the hybrid heads idea, because you cannot get around physics. For me, I'm a blade player. There is a different part of the game, different aspects, different facets of the game that people like. I'm a great lover of what a golf club looks like, or what a golf club sounds or feels like. The impact noise, all the different things, the aesthetic side of golf, as well as playing golf. Some don't care what they use, they just want to score as low as possible, and for those people then obviously there is a choice for them. Even I would gain from a sensibly lofted set of game improvement irons with peak heights and especially forgiveness when I don't quite hit the middle. I cannot get around the fact of how I don't like the look and I don't like the feel or the sound of game improvement irons, so I will always gravitate to a forged bladed idea. Now, okay, even I have to go at one point and say that I have to cut off a 5 iron and go to a 4 hybrid, because even at my speed, I don't use a 4 iron well enough into a green to have leeway to mess up a little bit and it to stop on the green. If I hit a 4 iron and I don't quite hit it as I would like, hit it slightly low on the face or anything, it goes in a little bit too flat and has got no chance of stopping the other end. And for me, I mean, there's one thing about saying that it's got to look nice and it's got to feel nice and it's got to sound nice and all this lot, but if it's not functional, then even I have to go, well, that's not going to work, and then transition into something else. So hope you liked the video. If you did, go on, thumbs up. There's a little like button down there, thumbs up. YouTube likes so do I. Down there there's also a subscribe button. It's free, it's great for the channel if you could subscribe, so thank you. And next to that also is a bell icon. That's a notification bell. If you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well. We'll see you again soon.